Hey, what's up, guys? So welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do a front passenger side axle replacement on my 6genCelica here. The boots is actually cracking pretty bad, so I think it's about time to get that changed. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. I'm gonna try to make it as simple and easy as much as possible. Alright, so first thing is to jack up the car and take off the wheel and make sure to put a jackson underneath for safety. Okay, so these are the basic tool you need to get the job done. So that's a 14 millimeter socket long. That's a 14 millimeter socket short. That's a 17 millimeter socket. A needle head pliers, a breaker bar, half-inch breaker bar, a flathead screwdriver, a 3/4 ratchet, and a 30 millimeter socket. This is to take off the axle nut. So you'll need these tools to get the job done. Alright, so first thing we do is we take the needle head pliers and take out this lock pin right there. Just pull that out. And then take out this cap right here. And then you see the axle nut behind it. And then you'll use your 30 millimeter socket to take that off. That's what you use the breaker bar for, because it's on there pretty tight. And then once you got that off, there are actually 3 17 millimeter bolts down here that you need to take it off. It's actually right here. So there's 1, 2, and then 3. That's a bolt. These two are nuts right there. So you'll use your 17 millimeter to take that off. And once you take this off, you just push this. You push this whole hub off this arm right here, and then put this to the side and try to take off the axle from this hub. And then you'll go a little bit deeper into the engine bay down here, and then you'll come to this bolt right there. There's actually 2. There's one here and one above. It's a little bit too dark up there so you can't see, but that's a 14 millimeter bolt, so you'll use your socket to take that off. And once you got that off, the axle should slide right out. Once you slide that out, then you could use the new axle and slide it back in. You seem like you have a little power steering fluid leaks down there. I'll get to that later sometime when I have free time. But this axle replacement procedure should be the same for Celicas, Corollas, and Camry. Okay, so I forgot to mention, just to be safe, make sure you put a bucket underneath for the axle fluid when you pull the axle out, because the transmission fluid will come out a little bit, maybe half a quart or so, depending on how high you drive your car. I normally drive my car on the passenger side as high as possible to prevent the transmission fluid to leak out, but it still leaks. So I'll have to double check on that later to make sure that my transmission fluid is not too low. And from here, taking off the 30 millimeter nuts, it's pretty hard. It's pretty on there. So I have to use the cheater bar from my floor jack, this part here, to extend it with my breaker bar. So the handle will be longer, so it'll be easier to loose that up. And when you do that, make sure you use like a flathead and stuck it in there into the rotor. So when you try to loosen up the nuts, the rotor will turn like that and it will get stuck onto the caliper. So it'll be easier to take off that nut, because that nut is pretty much on there, pretty tight. I don't think anyone have ever changed this axle before. It could be the OM axle, I'm not really sure, but yep, this is the O axle right here. So it's pretty worn down. See all these tear right here? It looks pretty nicely cut. Seems like it's gonna tear up any minute. It's a good thing to get a change, because I really hate it when the oil starts to leak out. It's making a huge mess. And this is my new axle. I bought this from Napa Auto Parts. It cost me about $85. It's not too bad. Make sure you get the brand new one, not the refurbished, but the brand new one, so you know that you have a new one, because the axle, the dry axle, is pretty crucial when it comes to driving. You want to make sure you get a new one so it'll run smooth. In the past, I have experience with buying the refurbished one. It's actually a bit cheaper, but it's not that good, because when I install both axles to my car, you can feel the vibration around like 30 to 40 mile per hour, and then like 65 to 70, you can feel the vibration. So it's the axle, and I had to replace the axle to a new one to get rid of that vibration. So make sure you get a new one. All right, so let's get to it. Let's try to install the new axle. Okay, so the new axle is in. Everything is pretty much tied up. Just make sure to double check everything's tight. I torque mostly all the bolts to like 35 foot-pounds, and I torque this axle nut to like 120 foot-pounds. I'm not really sure exactly the torque spec is, but I think 120 is pretty good. And when you try to put this hub back onto this arm, make sure you use like a long metal bar like this one, the one that I use. Yeah, to just stuck that inside here like that, and then you push it down to lower this arm, so you could lift this hub back on there to put it in place. Or you could use a pry bar like this one, but just make sure that you get like a bigger or longer one. This one's too small, so I end up getting that long bar there. It works, so if you have everything like that laying around, you should do the job. So everything's back in, and now I'm ready to put my wheels back on and lower her down and take it for a test drive to see if everything is working properly. So I hope this video helps for you guys, and hopefully it's not too hard. This job took me about maybe 30 minutes maximum. This is not my first time doing it. I've done it a few times. Like I said, we own like Toyotas, a lot of Toyotas in our family, so basically all the repairs very similar. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please comment below. Have a good day.